So we're going to continue calculating the rest of the monthly payment on a mortgage payment. We're going to start with the most complicated part, and that is the mortgage insurance payment. Now, we're not going to review mortgage insurance here. That's covered in other parts of the course. But mortgage insurance is always listed as a factor. And in our example, that's 0.89%. So the mortgage insurance is 0.89% annually of the loan amount. So we've got our same loan amount here of $300,000 and our MI factor of 0.89%. So as I mentioned, that is an annual number. So to figure a monthly number, we have to come up with our annual total first. So all you're going to do is take your $300,000 loan amount, multiply that by your 0.89%, and on your calculator, that's going to be 0.0089. To get that, if you don't want to use the percent key, you move the decimal point 2 places to the left. And once you do that calculation of $300,000 multiplied by 0.0089, that gives you an annual number of $2670 even. Okay, that number right there represents the annual mortgage insurance payment on the loan. We want to figure a monthly payment, so it's going to be pretty easy. All we're going to do is divide that number by 12, and that's going to give us our monthly mortgage insurance payment. And in this case, that monthly mortgage insurance payment is $222.50. So that right there is how much you will need to add to the borrower's monthly payment for mortgage insurance. You can see that's a lot of money. The next part of the payment that we're going to talk about is the payment for taxes. These are county property taxes. They are either charged annually or semi-annually, sometimes quarterly, depending on the county. But we're going to collect a monthly amount in the borrower's monthly payment. Now, the borrower may not want to have a payment for tax insurance collected in their monthly payment, but you still need to be able to calculate it, because even if it's not collected, you still have to count that towards the borrower's debt-to-income ratio as part of the payment. So on this loan, let's assume that the annual property taxes on this property are $3,500. Okay, this is going to be a very easy calculation, because to get the monthly amount, all we're going to do is divide 3,500 by 12, and that's going to give us a monthly amount of $291 and 0.666, so we're going to round that up to 0.67. So that right there is the amount that has to be added to the monthly payment for the payment of county property taxes. Insurance is going to be pretty much the same thing, so let's just review insurance right now. If you want to figure out your insurance payment, you take the annual insurance payment. Let's assume in this one it's $600. Divide that by 12, and that's going to give you a monthly insurance payment. And in this case, when you take 600 and divide by 12, that gives you a monthly insurance payment of $50. So now let's figure the total monthly payment for this borrower. If you remember, we have our principal interest payment pulled from before, and we're going to add to that three things in this case. We're going to add mortgage insurance, taxes, and hazard insurance. And if you remember from before, our mortgage insurance payment was $222.50. $222.50. We're going to take our hazard insurance payment of $291.67 and our insurance payment of $50. We're going to add all those numbers together, and that gives us a total principal, interest, tax, insurance, and mortgage insurance payment of $21.74.63. Most likely, because there's mortgage insurance, the lender will require that this account be escrowed, or that all of these amounts be included in the monthly payment. But if there was not mortgage insurance, the lender may allow the borrower to manage the payment of tax and insurance on their own. Either way, all these payments need to be calculated into the borrower's debt-to-income ratios, so it's important that you know how to calculate them.